It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Tonight, the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Houston Rockets. The opening tip won by the Houston Rockets. There will be no shortage of shots for Carmelo Anthony in Mike D'Antoni's offense, Jay. Why is it a good fit for Melo in Houston?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if there's one guy you need to trust, his name is Daryl Morey. And the Houston Rockets organization is a stat-driven culture. So he understands at this juncture where Carmelo Anthony is in his relationship to his career. Playing with two pass-first type PGs and James Harden and CP3, who averaged a combined 12.5, 13 assists last year, will open up the floor extensively for Carmelo to knock down those jump shots.
Paul into the front court. Leads a bucket. To Anthony. Nothing going here on that drive. Trying to cash in. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Knowing Carmelo Anthony, the competitor, you know he wants to do the same things as he was doing 5 years ago. Can he?
Well, the answer easy is no. Your mind is telling you yes, but your body is saying the exact opposite. The next step for Carmelo Anthony is to understand that he needs to keep it simple. If he's a catch-and-shoot player, help provide spacing and open up that lane for other players to attack.
A pass stolen by the Nets. Taking advantage of the turnover.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Anthony. That's good D. Shot no good. Brooklyn with the basketball. Rockets have the steal.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know you're not getting back on D.
Inside, he scores. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Jay, 28 wins a year ago for the Nets, but a couple of individuals, they shined in their playing time.
8 wins better than the year before. And think about Jared Allen for this team. He is a new age 5, has the versatility and the speed to run the court. And then you think about a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, who actually got drafted in the 2nd round and actually gambled on himself, had a horrific knee injury. To see the kind of minutes due to the injuries that he played and the level that he played at, Ed, this team is on their way.
Houston takes over. To Anthony. Here's a chance from long range. Message received. Well defended. Big slam. Oh, he looked like he was on a mission.
If you know a guy's a driver, there's no need to apply that much pressure on him if his main objective is to get to the rim. Play off of him, make him think about the jump shot, and also, guys from the weak side, on the help side, make sure you play in those gaps and you try to close out as quick as possible when he puts his head down.
Now the Nets going to take a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game.
Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Subbing in for
from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Anthony. It's blocked by Allen. And that one out of bounds off a net. Carter Williams. To Anthony. Fires the three. That's how you defend. Rockets have it. Anthony. Gets a shot up off the mark.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
2 points.
And now Houston has the basketball. Carter Williams to P.J. Tucker. It's no good. If he takes those shots, he'll be back on the bench in no time.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
To Dinwiddie. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. To Dinwiddie. Late heave to beat the buzzer, and it won't be close as time expires here in the first quarter. Second quarter is set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast, and the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
5 to shoot. 4-3. Offensive rebound. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Who left in Houston? Luka Mute to the Clippers, Trevor Ariza to Phoenix. So Jay, how do the Rockets adapt without 2 key wing defenders this year?
Well, other guys need to step up. I think you need to see P.J. Tucker step up. Gerald Green, we all know how explosive he is offensively, but he needs to make that applicable to the defensive end. Michael Carter-Williams is another big acquisition. He's a bigger guard who can use his length to deter shots. And also another kid, Markel Brown. He played at Oklahoma State. Extremely athletic, explosive on the perimeter. If these guys can do it by committee, that might be enough to eclipse the Golden State Warriors.
Paul to Gerald Green. The screen sets him up for 2.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes 2 of us.
Nets have it. To Davis. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. to Allen Crabbe. To Fareed. The Nets now with 4 to shoot. Has a look. Shot no good there by Dinwiddie. Tucker to Paul. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Has a chance? Not that time. Nets have the basketball. To Davis. Takes stock of the floor. Rockets have the steal. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Substitutions.
Russell. Gordon with it. Down 4. To Anthony. Trying to cash in. Wide open look. Won't go. To Russell. It goes down.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Capella to Anthony. To Gerald Green. Paul, and a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
And a chance coming up at the line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
D'Angelo Russell at the line.
Shooting 2.
First try, no good.
For the Rockets. Number 42, Nene.
And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one.
Ed, you ready for another fun fact about the Houston Rockets?
Let's do it.
Okay, the team was established in 1967, was given the name the Rockets because San Diego was the home to many space-age manufacturers. When the team eventually moved to Houston, the name still fit, giving Houston's association with NASA.
Wow, so Houston, we have a problem. All of that associated with space. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Russell to Hollis Jefferson. Rockets have it. Paul into the front court, trailing by 4. Here comes the screen. Paul to Anthony. Beyond the arc for 3. Shakes free and hits.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
Paul with it up top. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. Ooh, Chris Paul. Oh, the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Oh, driving, but he can't connect.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high up the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
Paul. Tough make through traffic.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
It's Brooklyn's ball. Deep three at the buzzer. That's it. First half has come to an end. The Rockets with the lead.
Time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Rockets are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible, and if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Brooklyn Nets.
Game track. Bench points.
The NBA season is long, and these days, starters take rest days. And that's why it's so important to have bench players that can be productive like we're seeing here today.
Player of the half.
Chris Paul was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Jay, D'Angelo Russell, former number 2 pick. He can be special. What's your prognosis for him?
Well, he has a chance to own Brooklyn this season and own New York City. Only played 48 games last year due to a knee injury. But still, look at the signs of growth this young man has had over the last couple of years. He went through that situation in LA. He came to New York. This offseason, he's been completely quiet. You've been seeing videos of him just working out, getting his body right. It's a matter of time before you feel like D'Angelo Russell or D'Lo will take this game over.
Brooklyn's got it. Russell to Hollis Jefferson. Inside, he scores.
Old school equals high percentage.
Gordon with it. His guys lead here, early stages, third quarter. Here comes the screen. Anthony. That won't go.
This always happens. You knock down a lot of shots in the first half, and in the second half, you start to lose your rhythm. You need to have legs. Shoot at the pinnacle of that jumper.
Ooh, crisp ball. He's now 5 for 6.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Here comes the screen. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's what they brought him in for. Allen Crabbe hits the 3.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Anthony. Paul. Pass down low to Carmelo. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Now 3 for 9.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year, averaged around 16 a game, the lowest total of his 15-year career. Wow.
Rockets have the ball. Paul. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. Russell with it up top. His group now down 2. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Entering the game for the Brooklyn Nets, number 8, Spencer Dinwiddie.
That one out of bounds off a Rocket. To Allen Crabbe. Brooklyn with 4 to shoot. For 3, knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Brooklyn with the basketball. Short jumper won't go down. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Not that time. Jay, there is no question the Nets have a long-term vision, and they are not breaking away from it.
That vision starts with Sean Marks, who's the GM of this team, and what he was able to pull this past year was pretty much a miracle for the Nets in getting rid of Timothy Mozgov's contract for $16.7 million. He's been able to create so much cap space for this Nets team that Brooklyn now is becoming a destination. People are talking about Brooklyn rather than the New York Knicks.
Knocks down the first.
For Houston, number 15, Clint Capella. Into the game for the Brooklyn Nets, number 35, Kenneth.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Hall to P.J. Tucker.
Screen. I got ball.
To Hollis Jefferson.
Match up.
To Dinwiddie. Gets it in the left corner. To Fareed. You've got to get that one to go. No good. Defense catching a break there. Deep three at the buzzer. There's the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. The Nets have the lead. It'll be Rockets basketball here as we start the 4th quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
Here comes the screen. Anthony. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
To Dinwiddie. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
It's Rockets ball. Carter Williams. To Anthony. Nothing going here on that drive. Anthony. Stuffs it down with authority.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Gordon with it. His guys down by 9. Tucker to Anthony. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 4 out of 10. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Houston with the basketball to Anthony. Curling inside. No, it's blocked by Davis.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Has a look. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Tucker. Oh, pass stolen by the Nets. To Allen Crabbe. Fareed. And he'll head to the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Allen Crabbe at the line. First one, count it.
Entering the game, number 3, Chris Paul.
And gets both to drop at the line. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Probing the defense. Paul to Capella. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Knocked loose. Runner here won't go.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Now Paul with the basketball. His team down 9. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper stays out. And the reward, he's going to the line.
No. I'll tell you, the team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Rondé Hollis-Jefferson at the line. First one goes down. And he makes them both. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Nene to Anthony. Paul to Anthony. Down to 5, down to 4 to shoot. Lets it fly from long range. It's been a good night from beyond the arc. He's 5 of 6 from deep.
It's called room and rhythm, Ed. If you don't crowd him defensively, you allow him to have room, he will find that rhythm from behind the arc.
Little R&R has never hurt anybody, Jay. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
First free throw is good. Two for 2 on that trip.
Coming right back to you.
Nets have it. Lays it up and in.
When one player goes down, or maybe in this case two, it gives a player an opportunity to really rise to the occasion. Well, that happened last year with Spencer Dinwiddie. When Jeremy Lin and D'Angelo Russell both went down to injury, this kid went from a D-League player to a starter in the NBA, and one of the most clutch players we had for the Brooklyn Nets this past year.
Paul to Anthony. Fires the 3. And he still can't find his range from deep. It's no good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Dinwiddie. Here's a chance from long range, and the rebound by Nene. That misses with 2 seconds to go. It's the Nets who are victorious as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Taylor Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. It wasn't surprising to see this team get the win. They did a great job of letting the fundamentals of basketball be the key to success. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Brooklyn Nets. The Rockets didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Check out the leading scores for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. 3-point shooting. Player of the game.
Crab could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school. This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.